Misfortune bullet time. I mean, that should create such a health disparity right from the get-go if timed well with an engage, and that creates so many low health targets for Viego to just rip through the team.
The red buffs, but we also have a lane swap as Zeka
Forced the flash, but the immediate follow-up from On gets the guaranteed knock-up, and it pulls him right into Elk's grasp. Maybe Elk will flash over the wall here. The crashdown comes in. Elk doesn't even need to burn a single summoner spell. It's just that damn easy. BLG with first blood. Coming towards the bottom side of the map just to make sure that Zika is doing okay. But Wei Knight could be in trouble. Might need to flash here at the last possible second. Just the auto attack comes through, but we'll get a chance to base and TP back to lane. And obviously, sometimes when you have a tank matchup, hang on. You might hold here. Wei does lock down On, but he initiates the crash down. And oh my goodness, Knight was already level 6 with the Between Worlds, does so much burst. And that forces LNG to scatter. Jewel already forced a flash, but Wei is going to follow up through as he already possesses the Jace, trying to look for another reset. But because he's not level 6 yet, can't go for the Heartbreaker to close the distance. Jewel does make it out alive.
You know, I saw the BF sword on Elk, and I was like, oh boy, more kills. But that was first blood. That's my bad. That said, Grubs being taken down will be nice for Wei. Looks like he's going to get all threes. So that would be step one of the feats of strength. And of course, you'll notice with feats of strength, we don't have that decided yet on the top side. On still doesn't have the flash up, or I think it just came back up. So if he dips down, would have been tough for him to get out. He's got to go up. I think those could have been angled a little bit better to maybe pressure something different from On.
I think Photic is in trouble. And yes, he is. Bin all out, takes the rat downtown, puts him back into the grave.
Oh, Bin Sante, it's back in 2025. Kasante, still a very, very, very strong champion in this season. It's had a lot of success here so far. That one, so first one down for BLG.
Oh, and Q flash onto a flashless rat in Photic. Ziggs got nowhere else to run, but he sidesteps in and steps outside of the cone of the bullet time. Somehow, you can hear the crowd erupt into so many cheers.
For me, that's the biggest surprise so far. But no, I'm not surprised that BLG are up like this.
Yeah. This is what we were alluding to. Wei had no idea that BLG were waiting in the wings. They get that first pick onto the plant lady, and now Nautilus could be the next target. Heartbreaker sinks his sword deep into Nautilus's back, and he doesn't even need the reset. That's a double kill going over to Elk. Have been absolutely relentless with their picks. No, leave him alone, Knight, not you too, man. He still has Between Worlds if he wants to pop it. He finally does after landing the Weirding for extra bit of damage. One more cast of the twofold Hex, and Photic is just getting the absolute BLG love treatment.
This is a harsh kind of love they're giving him as Joel.
Yeah, it's tough love, man. Bullet time, good night, Joel. And the rest of LNG are going to cede control of these Grubs because they do not want to mess with Wei, who now has control of that Nautilus and the numbers advantage. I mean, 3,000 gold. At
summer spells. I mean, Photic, he just got that flashback up, instantly had to burn it against Knight. And with the health bar advantage being in favor of BLG, their first drag out of the game will be secured, and this will be yet another feat of strength. That's 2 out of 3, so the bonus boot secured now.
BLG, almost 4,000 gold ahead at this point. On can pretty much walk into any jungle quadrant with Wei, and I feel like have absolutely no fear. You know, unless LNG completely overload on one side, which is what they're attempting to do. Death Charge does go on away, and On is forced to flash, but the Ignite, along with the Leandri's burn from Wei does take him out, and will give one reprieve of a kill back to LNG's side. But during this whole time, man, Elk is just comfortably pushing in on this bottom wave and will secure first brick for the side of BLG. But just with how fast BLG are accelerating at this game state, you know, I'm at a loss for words, man. I'm going to be honest. You know, LNG, they've got a really, really tough state for them to try and crack. And I'm trying to desperately look around on their composition to just understand who's going to step up. You know, who does it come down to make or break these fights?
They stuck together. And oh boy, Hai Chao. He's under focus.
Could be in
here.
trouble.
Yeah.
Good flash. Immediately not giving him an angle. However, Ben is going to commit his own flash over the wall. And they're not going to even need to use the all-out. Haichao's just got nowhere else to run. On was distracting the rest of LNG on the bottom flank, and he is still alive because LNG cannot push through this corridor. Zika is now completely cut off, and Wei is going to try and lock him down. Here comes the rest of the CC. Joel tries to look for a re-engage, and they try to pepper him down with the long-range damage on Photic's back end, but he's just got no fuel left in the tank. He's run out of mana. The rest of his teammates are falling by the wayside. Joel is forced to run, and BLG have complete control of this game.
He got 2 ults in that fight and walked out alive and really set his team up for success because when depth charge is down and when pummeled execution's down, what's going to deal with the rest of the Fed members of BLG? Hold these chokes, a 7k gold deficit. BLG has the stats, has the items to walk through these chokes against the mages and try and do some damage here at LNG.
Yeah. The base stat differential just makes it so that the tanks don't even care about the Ziggs bombs and the Zyra plants. However, On does get blown up, and that's really darn good for LNG. Now a 5 versus 4, but Zika's caught on the wrong side of the tracks, trying to play distraction, and might just escape, but Wei lands a well-timed W through the wall, and now has possessed the Mbessa.
Well,
and the rest of LNG are nowhere near close to securing this dragon, so now they're starting to give ground as Wei makes his way through, using the power of the mobility of the Mbessa, and the rest of LNG cede control, and that is the second dragon for BLG. And your tank Jace and your, very aggressive Mbessa get even more dangerous and hit critical mass on some of their threat points for diving the backline. But I mean, they're behind the curve, which it just makes things so much more difficult in actually trying to threaten BLG.
LNG for them to really crack open that dragon for themselves. So just the fact that LNG is behind like this, the comp they have hurts even more. And
oh boy, as soon as they see an enemy out of position, On wastes no time. However, Elk gets bursted down. This is really critical for LNG. Major carry gone, but Wei has the power of the resets, and he could just rip through the team by himself. He's got Ben, he's got Knight, all in the back pocket to try and assist him on these possessions as he finds Haichao and the right side of that fight. LNG, the rest of the members, are forced out of the safety of their own jungle quadrant, and despite losing Elk, BLG are still victorious.
Otacon started, and BLG, we'll see if LNG wants to challenge him.
Joel is trying, man. He's trying to find some vision through that tri-bush corridor. However, On was waiting, and the bullet time immediately forces the flash out of Wei. Nice Strangle Thorns, but Knight on the right side. Good flank between worlds. Finds the jungler, pops him, and Photic just makes it in time. Still hasn't made an Inferno Bomb to try and look for some burst, but it's all on to the other LNG members to open up space and create that initiation opportunity, but there's no jungler for the side of LNG, so there's no smite contest, and Wei still has a smite available, so this should be an objective guaranteed.
I think this is a dangerous start here for BLG. There's a lot of poke on LNG, and Otacon shreds, but okay, if they find another, that's good. Okay, using the objective to get kills, but sticking it here is still a bit hairy. They have it down to 4k. LNG, oh man, there's no smite, can't walk in. All right, gonna be a give. Well played by BLG. They pull off, and now with the GA buffs, they're just going to continue.
Yeah, there's no flash on Photic, so he's been cut off from the rest of the support of his team. I mean, it's just really nice from BLG to wait out, to bait LNG in members one by one. They even had the patience to let Photic's last Q hit the Otacon so that Wei didn't mistime the smite and accidentally give that objective on over. Very clean stuff from the BLG squad. I hope that we have quelled those doubts, or at least BLG has personally quelled those doubts within anyone that might have thought otherwise.
We didn't see them have the best series early on. To see BLG this dominant and taking care of teams like this early on, this is a scary team, man. And Knight, I mean, this angle looks way too good yet again.
So good. And he knows that Photic and Wei don't have flashes. Easily pops one of the mages. The bullet time rips apart the support. And LNG frontline is now turning into paper mache. Knight finds Photic once again and says, hey, do you remember the laning phase, my friend, where I killed you like 2 or 3 times? Well, here's a 4th death for you. Piece
by piece. Mid inhibitor turret's going to fall. Baron's about to fall. Haichao's taking the consolation prize in the bot lane because I think he's FF'd and he's just, trying to push and get what he can down there. Feels like the solo queue adventure where you're done with the game, but your team hasn't FF'd yet. He is at least going to get objective bounty. I think this is the right call. I know I'm joking a bit for LNG and Hydra. Is the right call.
Yeah.
Still,
it does look like a rage split moment, but LNG a window back into this game. And we're just moments away from them being able to close it out. Obviously, though, Knight might be in trouble, but uses the between worlds and stands on the far right edge to bounce back to the left, giving him an immediate exit on this bottom flank push. They definitely can. But a public execution catches Knight, and he's forced to flash. They're trying to all in to see if they can get at least one kill and knock down the Medjai Soul Stealer stacks. At least one victory for LNG today, but they're going to lose out on their top laner, and BLG still matching strong 4 versus 4 on the map.
In a way, the returners from the contenders of LPL last year. Ends up making a big play, finds the shutdown. That said, not going to change the fate of this game either way, as the second inhibitor turret and inhibitor to fall. BLG continue the push. Knight spawns in 20, and as you called out earlier, Rafa does have that in power TP. Doesn't protect the minions anymore. Those minions will still take damage. A little bit harder to end the game. Can't use the TP to protect the wave anymore.
There's a couple ultimates still available for LNG to use, but it's all on Jewel to find the CC to layer it on top. They take out one Nexus turret. To be fair for LNG, if they manage to stall this base defense, those Nexus towers will respawn, but they're taking a lot of damage. Both Zika and Knight are back up on the map. He has teleported and joined his comrades here in the field. Elk trying to pepper down Hai Chao, but it looks like Zika is trying to deal with... Oh my god, a poor Hai Chao just cannot endure the pressure from Elk's misfortune. Jewel gets knocked up once again, and there's the final window that BLG needed to put the wrapping touches on this game. Nice try, LNG, but you're going to have to try way harder if you want to step to the reigning world finalists. GG, well played. BLG take game 1.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.